certainly the start of something very exciting. But there's also a second anniversary that we need to note tonight as well. This is the 25th year of the Athlete of the Year program. There were some very notable folks. Back then we honored 6 athletes. I'm going to throw a couple names at you. Maury Holden. Anybody remember Maury Holden? Junior triathlete. Olympic silver medalist in the time trial, world champion in the time trial, USA Cycling. Joan Hansen, remember that name? Came to us from a running background, raced like a pro when she was an amateur. She later turned pro. David Crawford, anybody remember that name? You guys from the Portland, Maine area? David Crawford couldn't seem to wear his helmet the right direction. More photos of David Crawford of it, and it's a time trial helmet too, it was backwards, it was a little embarrassing, but he seemed to like it. Jane Snyder, Texas. Remember Jane Snyder? She was what I call not rough and tumble, tough and tumble, gritty. That woman could race with the best of them. Not only did she place long course, she placed short course as well. David Peer, another one of those East Coast guys. He looked like a lumberjack. But man, when that guy got on the race course, he was a blaze of fire. He was really fun to watch. And the 6th athlete, Les Woods, really made a name for himself in the Midwest and the western part of the U.S. But Les Woods was also a namesake in that he was one of the first individuals as a Masters athlete to win the overall title. So one of those guys that you certainly won't forget too quickly and easily. Yeah, a quarter century is a long time. How long is it? Well, let's think back. No internet. Fax machines were hip, really hip. Cell phones, no Instagram, no Twitter. Landlines, we loved our landlines. And we loved our non-network Macs. I had a Power Mac, and I took it everywhere with me. It was as big as a big suitcase, but I still love that old Power Mac. Annual membership at USA Triathlon. Anybody want to throw out a guess where we were positioned? 13,000 annual members. Sanctioned events was 350. USAT staff, 9 people back in 1990. Let's fast forward to today, to tonight. 24 athletes of the year recognized in total. 6 multi-sport award winner categories. We beefed up this production in many different ways, from a boat in Lake Champlain to a beautiful venue here in Milwaukee. Staging area, quality of food, promotional support, branding, marketing, the awards, and the sponsorships. Really thanks to the great folks of Garmin for those awesome 4Runner and 920 XTs that all the winners will receive. Pretty amazing. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, Steve Sutherland, the chair of the age committee you're going to get to know tonight, tells me that, yes, he's even faster at 60 than he was at 35. He has a chance to test us on that on Sunday. We'll see if that actually holds true. Tonight, you're going to have a chance to see this amazing class. They're great athletes. They're inspirational leaders. They're great people. But most importantly, they are your class of 2014. At this time, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the leader of USA Triathlon, the man who works 24/7, 365, and somehow seems to text us and emails us in the middle of the night when he should be sleeping. We don't know how that happens. It is miraculous. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Rob Urback.
Thanks, Tim. It's certainly an honor to be here. It's a privilege. This is also my 5th AOI, so I guess I've been at every single one of these. And each time it just really gets more and more exciting. And really, there's so much great energy in this room. which is embodied a lot by, I think, what makes this sport different. Was asked that we're talking about our community and how inclusive it is and how supportive it is and what really is the dynamic going on with triathletes. And this, I think, capitalized by the notion of paying it forward. The notion that most of you came to the sport through somebody else. Somebody talked you into going to a workout, or you came through teaming training, and you somehow all of a sudden found yourself towing the line in a race. And that first race may have been a horrible, miserable experience. You may have been hanging on the kayak. You probably, put your helmet on backwards. You had all kinds of issues. But guess what? The sport came back largely by the support of others in the community. So at USA Triathlon, we launched a pretty unique program, a platform built around that concept called Try It Forward. You can certainly find on our website. There's a booth at the expo that you'll see hopefully some Try It Forward signs this weekend. So I'd love to see everybody go down there and tag people. We send them a free training plan, and we can help more in our community experience great changes and transformation in their life. So before we get started here, I want to do a couple things. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge, I think there are 5 members of the USA Triathlon board here with us tonight. So I'd first like to recognize Mr. Mike Lean, who's Vice President from Atlanta, Georgia. Jacqueline McCook, who is from the Independent Director from Miami. Jacqueline also heads the USA Triathlon Foundation, and several of the fellow board trustees are with us tonight. Susan Haig from the great state of Florida. Stacy Bodie, who's from Texas and a very accomplished longtime triathlete, race director, coach, retailer. And last but not least, the president not only of USA Triathlon, but a board member of the Pan American called Tri region in 38 countries, as well as a board member of the International Triathlon Union, the International Federation, the president of USA Triathlon, Barry Siff. Okay, before we get started, I'd like to recognize a very important individual. And this is none other than your own Tim Yan. And where'd Tim go? So I want to recognize Tim now with really everybody present, because I know many of you are probably Team USA or aspiring Team USA athletes, and many of you have probably run across Tim whether you needed a spare CO2 cartridge in Timbuktu at some Team USA event, whether or not you needed help in anything that you needed to perform on race day. Tim's always been there for you. I think Tim, wow, 21 years, was born, of course, to be a husband as well as a father. Tim, I think you were born to be with USA Triathlon. That's very obvious when you can hear Tim on the sidelines cheering you on. And he's always there with a smile. He's probably the only person I know. We kind of have a competition who gets the most emails over the course of the day, and I think Tim's up to an average of 327, and he's the only person I know that can answer every single email, no matter how complex or how simple. And Tim really likes numbers, so I've got a few numbers for you here, and if anybody knows the answer, you can go ahead and shout it out if you want. Okay, so the first number is 14,909. Anybody know what that represents? That represents the number of Team USA Triathlon athletes Tim has supported over the last 25 years. It's a true number. 732,816. That's the number of miles Tim has logged in the saddle since he's been at USA Triathlon. You hear Tim on the phone, he's breathing hard, he's downstairs on the trainer. 456,212. That's the number of emails Tim has actually sent from his USA Triathlon account. It's going to take some time to find that account. This is an important number. 91,217. Anybody got that one? It's pretty easy. The number of ounces of vanilla ice cream Tim has consumed during his USA Triathlon career. Then last but not least, 25. Tim has been with USA Triathlon providing service to everybody in our community for the last 25 years. And Tim, coming up, we want to give you a hug and a special reward.